doing today? I hope y'all are doing well. We are going to be playing some Space Engineers today. At least we're going to be continuing to play a bit of Space Engineers today. Yeah, how y'all doing? Honestly, I'm real excited to see what else we get up to today. Hey, no. No, I haven't. I'll hopefully be able to get some of the stuff figured out later today, because I'm supposed to hopefully have a bit of a longer time to talk to the person and hopefully get some of this stuff set up, but for the time being, I don't have everything set up at the moment. Although, now that I think about it, I should be able to get, SOCOM fixed soon, so that'll be a nice thing. Alright, let's continue game. Alright, now that I know that everything should be working, I'll probably continue the rest of this in space, not on the ground. That way I can actually get some work done on the inside, but yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get everything set up and working correctly. So I did just realize that I might not have something set up. But yeah. We're gonna hopefully get all the other stuff fixed a little later today. I just need to, I'll do this. Yeah. Hopefully we can get all the stuff fixed. We'll just do this. Up and running. Alright. Yeah, yeah, whenever the person does end up calling, though, hopefully, so that everything is set up and such, that'll probably end up being the end of the stream, so we may have a very short or a decently long, depends on how long it takes this person to, respond. So, who knows? But, yeah. Alright. So, a majority of what I'm going to be doing now is going to end up being, why does this sound? What is the case here? What? Are you able to download? No. I cannot download Steam games of my own accord. Although I also tried to get the game, that I put it in my cart and was going to, check out, and I forgot to check out. So, I'll also hopefully be able to play that, Castle game. But, yeah, I just forgot to check out properly, and so that's a fun part of that. But, yeah. Okay. As far as the very basics of everything are going, I think the primary area to work on is... Whoa. Yeah, is going to be this. So we're going to remove these now that I think about it. Wait. What? Oh. It's missing a block there. That's why it's confusing me. Okay. And then we're just going to get rid of you and you. And yeah, I'm going to basically apply the outer shell and then hopefully have most, if not all, of the outer shell finished by the time that the stream ends, as well as hopefully having some of the internals figured out as well. So those are kind of the goals. Make sure to have most, if not all, of the internals figured out by the end of the stream, and by internals, I do mean actually making sure that everything's working on the inside the ship. I still have no idea which fighter type craft or whatever else is going to be inside this, but oh dang it, I'm not going to be able to click it. Lock. Boom. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Bam. I think I'm gonna try to get this done, and then I think by the next stream I should have everything done, because hopefully it'll be done tonight. So I do know that I have said hopefully it'll be done for quite a while now. I think half blocks are better here. I think the half blocks will do better. It does make a good chunk of that. But the other bit with buying games is that it does require me to actually have the funds for games, which I don't necessarily have. Alright, I think that's much better. I like that much nicer. That's a much nicer circular shape. So what I'm going to do is quite simply just punch a hole and do whatever I can to make this work. Because I honestly just don't know anymore. Oh. Alrighty. This is going to be quite a long distance. It does mean I will need to do a little bit of other stuff, though, which will be fun. Yeah, I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up getting rid of all of this. Until this point where we're going to use these. And then we'll just cover this in these pieces. Yeah, today's going to be kind of a bit of a slower stream. I just wanted to finish off most, if not all, of this. And boom, 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 all right. What'll really be fun is trying to get the angles that I want, which will require things like which ones do we actually possess? This would be the closest that I have, which If I was to go with... That doesn't really work here, does it? Not necessarily. This one would be the one that'd be able to work, and I'd have to somehow manage to get it to function with everything else. Do I have any block that could really somehow make this work? Not really. That'd be the best I'd get, and that's not great. Oh boy, that's not great. I suppose that's an option, but it's not really a great option. Yeah, this really doesn't have any good options, does it? Yeah. How you doing, by the way, Naresh? Alright. I mean, that's not... I wish that they had a full thing. Well, just doing things here and there. Oh. Alright, what's the O about? Speaking of games. Oh, right. Yeah, I can also get that reset up. Because, unfortunately, that's been so long since I've played that it needs an update, and because of other things I have set up right now, I also don't have easy access to doing my own updates. Because I absolutely hate it, but that's just what I've got. Okay, so... you somehow block updates? I am not currently the administrator of my own computer. So, yeah, that's blocking updates until I can get the other person. It really is annoying, but just another thing I've had to do to deal with the problem, which I think I've previously had said to you, so I'm not speaking of it online. That's not great either. Oh, bother. Absolutely none of these are going to manage to align. I somehow really have managed to make everything not work very well for me. Lovely. If I do this, then that requires... would one of these work? Nope, that's not the right angle. Oh boy, I guess I can use this. Yeah, I think this is gonna be the easiest one to work with. This is, oddly enough, really difficult to set up. Because now that requires that I use one of these to perfectly somehow fit this. Which does more than I can actually do. Oh wait, is this one of these again? I think one of these can fit that gap. While still semi-working. Kind of. But now this really, really widens everything else. Oh, lovely. Keep forgetting that this person does their streams on these days. I guess this would then require that I do, like, you into that. Which would then create the corresponding problem now that somehow this is now required to make this work. Not amazing, but I guess I can put up with this. Okay, so now I need to get rid of this. Fill those ends with that. Remove these two. Replace that. That. That one needs to go there. Well, this gets turned from that, and this one goes. Ooh, that would be a really actually better marker than the other ones. These. Okay. Okay, and then somehow I gotta go figure out how I've managed to do this. Okay. Can that be done on this side? Oh, that was what was done on this side. Good. Okay. And then we just simply use you to do there, and I suppose that, in which I now have to use very annoying set of blocks, which I guess now also has to make this. This is now drastically changing how this shaping has to be done, which is annoying, but I guess I can put up with it. That is not a full block. All right. Oh, wait a second. I could just... Oh, wait. Yeah, I can just do that. Okay. I don't actually need these to be like that. I just need to go There we go. That's how I can make that work. I don't know why I didn't think about these blocks earlier, but that should work. I mean, yeah, I can make this work as long as I use one of these. That's not really going to work well in my available options. That doesn't really work well there either. These don't work nearly as well as I thought they would have. That one would work. It's just not gonna work well. Yeah, that doesn't really work very well. So I'm going to want to cover this entire layer like this. Or even actually by this. I think it'll be easier to somehow make it move over to that, but there's no blocks that equally neatly fit into this gap. So I'm just going to fit what I can fit here and try to figure out how to best make this work. That elongates parts that I don't want elongated because I want the angle to be like this. But nothing's going to do that without some serious mucking with. That doesn't do what I want. None of these do what I want. Oh, fuck. How do I get this to work? I don't know how to make this work. I suppose it can do that and then do this. And then just kind of I could do that. It actually wouldn't be too bad if I decide to go and... Well, none of the things I can really do after that point would work well. I'd have to make use of probably colors and or insetting these two sets of blocks. Could do that. I can somehow make that work. But I don't know if it looks good. I really don't know about this design. Oh, that doesn't even look good. Dang it. None of it looks good. Fuck. How do I handle this? Is there any set of blocks that would work really well for this? I mean, that wouldn't do well. The problem is I need to like invert a curve. So I've got to somehow invert curvature. And I don't really know how the frick to do that properly, because really that's a harder thing to do than it would sound. I don't know how to properly invert angles here. And all this just so then it neatly connects back into the wall. And can still do the angles outward. Now if I continue the slab forward and I instead use where the frick is it? If I do and then create a angle that I somehow need to get somehow that works. Somehow that works. This works somehow, and I'm not going to complain because it does exactly what I need it to. Where is the... There it is. Alrighty. And so this would use... Boom. And now what I can do is I can use the half block for the curvature running this way. And so and now if I just do this, the angles manage to somehow connect. And as long as I do it that way, that should only be the ones that I want. Alrighty. Goody. Alright, let's just kind of... Yeah, it's probably easier to just click it there. And then... Alrighty. Honestly, I have no idea how this is gonna look, but alrighty. Alright. I don't quite know whether I'm gonna just move this up, but I'm gonna try to just kind of smooth in at least one angle, and we'll go with that for the angle smoothing, at least for a majority. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the front. I might swap the angle of orientation for everything, but who knows? And there we go. Alright, that's not half bad. Actually, I think that looks pretty good. And that's majority of this angle, which is nice. The main bit will be over here, where I gotta somehow manage to find a good way to switch directions of the angle. Unless I want to just continue this. I'll give it a try, I guess. I'll replace that. Honestly, that area doesn't look half bad, and I can probably make some pretty decent looking sections. I just don't know how whether this is going to look good doing it this way or not. This might look horrible or it might look good. I don't know yet. Somehow this is turning out to look relatively alright. I think. At least according to me it looks alright. Yeah, we'll just stick with that and then go. I don't know. I don't know, maybe this? I have absolutely no idea if this is going to look any good, but I'll at least try it for now. Could look absolutely horrible, but who knows? Oh, I've done everything without mirror mode on. Whoops. Oh, I Don't like how that looks on the front. On the sides, it looks all right. Like, this bump right here looks good, but none of that front end does. That just looks awful. I'm going to revert to an older version of the save and restart, because I don't think I can undo that much at once. So, load. That's annoying. Always hate when I do that. Backups. Oldest is probably going to be the easiest one to revert to. Dang it. I can't believe I've made that mistake. Alright, but yeah. Today we'll be smoothing a good chunk of it. I think the way that I'm going to handle the front end of the ship, need to go out and get Burger King lunch in the name of Big Butts that can't lie. If you know, you know, the BRB. Alright. Enjoy your lunch. Alright, let's align to you. Alright, let's replace. I guess I should just build from this end, so you know, just scrap it until I get to this point. Good. And clean up the act. Hopefully this will make sure that everything runs smoothly. This certainly is going to be an interesting set of events. Bum ba-da-dum ba-ba-bum bum ba-da-dum ba-ba-bum ba-da-dum bum bum ba-da-dum. Alrighty, and I know that the outer edge all will be looking the same, so I can do this fairly easily. But it will take some effort. And I do believe I need to get rid of these top two. You need to be done in exchange for which one was it? Right. Was it you? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Good. You. Alrighty. Good. Good. Do 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 do. Uh. Did I do that on this side yet? I did not, and I didn't get rid of it either. Okay. Good. And we need to get rid of you. There we go. That should now be in line. I think. More or less. It doesn't mean I get to decide however I want to do this, so... I personally like the idea of doing it this way. You're right there, and the block replacement part is this is one of the ones that go into the 45 degree, which now that I placed that tells me that that is the completely wrong block, and that the block that should be being placed is that one. Boom, boom, ba-da-dum, ba-bum, bum, ba-da-dum. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, dum. Good, good. Yeah, this is really a fun one to try to make merge well. Alright, but I think I've got it. Oh, we got it. Hey, we got it. Oh, we got it. Hot chocolate. Here we only got one rule. Never ever let it go. I don't know why that popped into my head randomly. Here we only got one rule. Never ever let it go. Alright. Soon you got a chocolate. Okay, I think. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, that's what I had done. I love when I remember what I had done in the previous time when I finally get to the end And I'm like, how did I do this? This was how. Here we only got one rule, never ever let it go. And we're gonna do this one just to make sure that it really merges well. Good. And then we right angle you and you. Act. There we go. And so now I just need to yeah. Right. Oh.
Hello, Moto.
Oh. 1 second, guys. Okay. I am back. I am back. The person who has the ability to turn on and off my, what are they called? Yeah, the person who has access to my Steam account called back after I called them, so. Alright. So I think I'm gonna try handling the nose and the tail. I don't know. Do I want to go? I'm trying to decide on which way that I want to handle it because there's a lot of areas that I can merge together, but then there's a lot of areas where merging together might not make very good construction. For instance, coming over here and doing like that. And then using that there with like I can make part of this fit, but I don't know if that makes any sense to do it this way. Especially like doing that just doesn't make too much logical sense. Like doing like that and then that looks okay, but now do I want to go with this? I don't know. This is the fun part, really. Like if I go with the angle, then I'm going with the angle, but if I go with the straight edge, I gotta go with the straight edge. And I really have no idea which way I want to go with this. Honestly, doing it that way might not look horrible. Like, continuing that angle up until we meet up, and then... That might look pretty good, actually. So I might do it that way. Going with layered. So it's a mirrored layer look. I think I can do that. I think that might look pretty good. That'll kind of blend, hopefully making it somewhat smooth from front to back while also not looking ugly. Yeah, and then I'd have to use you there. And then using this, this. Where is it? and then we go... I really don't know whether I like this or not, but I'm gonna continue it. Let's see. What do I think of this? Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, ba- ba- And then if I do like you, that actually looked pretty interesting, seeing how that kind of folds. I think I might keep that sort of protrusion look simply by ending that angle sooner. And then if I go and do something like I will bridge you into one of these. Very interesting to kind of see how that now forms like that straight bow and then like forms a break. It's interesting to see. And then like a good chunk of this is just going to be a flat bow piece. Another one of these flatter plates. Honestly, I think this looks pretty good doing it this way. And the other bit is I'll just kind of, if I just add these there, and there, I can do, and there, and sort of that's kind of interesting, seeing how that kind of bites inward a bit. I kind of like that. And then, like, this would be like that. And then like that. And then... I think I'll do... This would actually come over here. Because then if I add in these to the requisite locations... Oh. No. Bum ba dum ba dum ba. Ba bum ba dum ba dum ba bum ba. Ba bum ba bum ba. Bum bum ba ba. Ba bum bum bum. All right. Righty. And then we just kind of. This is going to be a very interesting turn of events, because now if I do you, that looks pretty darn cool, seeing these like almost teeth. If I do it well enough, I can actually probably get some painting, some blocks painted in there, some panels. Do some really cool stuff with some panels in here, maybe. And then I just need to kind of switch a little bit away from the bum 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 ba da dum bum. And then we just kind of throw you, and you, and then do, 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 do. I throw you there, then that would mean this being one of you, that being that. Bum 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 ba ba dum bum. So I just chuck these on the inside corners. And this is the I think I'm gonna do it upward, then I'm gonna remove you and do upward there. And then I think I'm going to run you, run, oh shoot. Yeah, so we'll just kind of do that. Good, and then we'll run you. Only you. No, it's Alrighty. I'm actually pretty okay with this. And then using you and you. There we go. That's done that. And if I use this to, oh, I'm on. Come on. Alright, and then we just kind of continue with the thing. I'm just gonna kind of do that, do that. We're then going to use oh, come on. Oh boy. Where am I looking and how am I looking? Alright, and then we do this. Then we just kind of do that. We go down, across, down, across, move the excess. Boom, 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 boom. You aren't supposed to be there. You're supposed to be over here. Means that it's better to put you in that position. And then I think it's better to use you. Where is it? That kind of merges in like that. There we go. Honestly, I think that looks really freaking cool. That kind of smoothness to it. I like that. I think that's pretty good. And then I think the next thing that I'm going to focus on is the rest of this bottom piece, at least the front half, the bottom. I'm tempted to thicken that bottom area of the wing up. But I'm also tempted to leave it as it is. And I really don't know which one I'm going to stick with. Bum 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 ba dum. Dun 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 da da dun dun. Bum 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 ba da dum bum. And then we just kind of continue using these. Because the other bit that I can do is actually write. What what I could do is I could use you, and then do the same thing here. You, maybe you, you. And then if I do this, now these look even better than they would have been before. Perfect. I think I know the way that I'm going to handle it. Bum, 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 bum. And then what I can do is you, and then you. And it just kind of smoothens this out a tad. There we go. And then we'll just get rid of those. Just allow that to be smooth. And then we'll just allow the curve to kind of continue more or less like this. And there we are. A kind of gentle curve, which I think works very well for what I'm doing. Bum, 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 bum. And the other bit is I could even add in some guns along, and what I might end up doing is I might end up writing the name along the side there, and then maybe creating a part that sticks further out. So a border out, and then an inset in to create where the lettering would go for the name of the ship. Because I think right there works so well for the name of the ship, and then also maybe a gun, I don't know, maybe sitting on top the thruster pod section. I build out an area there for a gun. Because as things stand, there is no vertical gun emplacements at all. Which, honestly, I don't think there needs to be. This thing does pretty well for its space battle aesthetic. But I do think I will want to put at least some form of gun on the sides, maybe doing something over these to create sort of a gun emplacement piece. Who knows? I certainly don't. Bam, 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 bam. Alright, and then we're just going to run. Bam, bam, ba, ba, da, da, ba, da, da, ba. And I think I'm just gonna run it directly sideways once I get to that level. So what we'd have is we'd have you. Yeah, and then what I'll do is I'll just run these by you. Bum, ba, 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 ba. And then, of course, just simply doing that. And there we go. And then I think I want to... Yeah, and then I think I'm going to make this actually go flat, and so this will just stick out, because I think I'm going to actually do the... and then we go 3... Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum. And then I will use blocks. I love the way that this is going to end up looking once everything is all said and done. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up using you, and then throwing together you, and you. And then doing similar situation on this side. So running the half blocks. And then doing that. Do, 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 do. And then we'll just add in you. And then we'll just simply use you, and then you. Good. And then, yeah, I think I'm gonna go place that with this. All right. It's actually doing a lot better than I had expected when I initially started doing this. I don't quite know how I want to handle the bottom pieces just yet, but I know I like the way that this is being handled, or that I'm handling this. There we are, and then I just simply need to do that. We've so far almost got... Oh yeah, I just realized that most of this bottom section still needs potentially some plating on the underside of these thrusters. Although I may leave them open. I may also just add a couple plates or other stuff, but meh. A lot of this now goes... Right, I want to do the inner level of the curve. All right, and then we're just going to run it this way. All right. Good. Very interesting. I'm really hoping I get this right for how these are gonna be. All right. And then I just need to, I guess, work what I have now. All right. All righty. I really hope I do this right, because if I can do this right, then this will look really good. That one will just have to appear from there. This one will have to go from there. That one there, that one there. That one there, that one there. And now I get to do this. All right. Good, good, good. You're doing good. All right. All right. Some spots now need more work, some need less. That actually gives it quite an interesting texture to the back end with this sort of guaranteed ridge sort of element. All right. Good. And then we're just going to kind of start working it this way. Good. And then we run the half blocks. And that honestly looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie, that smooths out pretty well. The random kind of bumps honestly give it more depth than I originally thought for it. And I can use the ridge here to run the standard ridge. And then what I'm going to do is I think, going to use the fact that these are like this. And I'm actually going to get rid of that block. Alright, and then what I'm gonna do is I am going to I'm gonna use you in replacement for the ladders. Well, actually, no. I think you're gonna do fine. I think what I want to do here is I want to use Alright. Good. And then I am going to run an extra block each direction, and then finally kind of move it up one. And now if I do this, and then we just simply run you this way again. Good. We'll do the same thing over on this side, just simply running good. Oh, good. I can do it this way. Because the idea behind doing it this way is going to end up being that I can do this. Ba bum 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 bum. This isn't last night. Okay, come on. Get moving correctly. And then I do need to go all the way over to 9 for a piston. Where are the 8? Piston. Reverse. And then I just simply need to grab the block I need. Really? I have a merge block and you merged the wrong grid. Now these should be the right grid. Now, why are you not merging together? Fuck's sake. Merge to the U. And you. Come on. Come on, mouse. Get back to moving. Good. There we go. No, it's still not. Because those were not connected to anything. What were those? Really? For fuck's sake. Told you. Standard block, standard block. Over here, light. That might literally just require me to do some very basic work. There we go. Now they merged together like I wanted. Boy, that took longer than I'd hoped. Though it didn't take very long. Entire goal is to basically seal that as best I can. That way. Alright, and so now, as long as I use angled blocks and I build a cap to this, which honestly I might. Alright, let's go to 7. Let us use other blocks to join together the desired parts. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to use number 7. And I'm going to use beam block. Perfect. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that one block. Now, I want number 7. Ah, that's not. Oh, that one would work, but that one won't. That one would work, but the other ones won't. And now it won't work. Alright, these two are now that. I'm going to use 6. A merger. Perfect. So now these two are conjoined together. It means that when I use you, those are now replaced with those. So if I just get rid of these, now those things are definitely connected. And those two are definitely connected. That's working perfect. And so now, all I've got to do is use number 7 to do the same sort of angles. So we do U, then we'd work a half block, then we'd work a point, and we'll do that on the other side. U, we'll replace U, the very ends, with more the standard block. We'll use standard block. Yeah, we'll do standard beam. And then we'll use, so it'll be standard, half, half, slab, slab. This should, in theory, put this at roughly, why is this 2 blocks thicker? Hopefully this isn't too big. Well, we'll try it this way. If this becomes way too big, I can figure that out later. And we can get rid of like that half block piece if we wish. But how many do I need to go up by? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, how you doing? 1, 2, 3. We need to do 2 more. So then I'm gonna go just switch to the standard 0.5 after this position. So we're delete selected, and we will entirely go based off of that. All right, and then we'll beam block, good. Beam block, beam block. So we're just gonna kind of try to create some semblance of a I think we'll use that, so we'll do that, that. All right. I honestly have no idea whether this is going to work. These are only slightly angling down, so I don't know. We'll just Alright, so that should now be more in line. Yeah, I think forgoing the excess angle is gonna be smart. Alright. I really wish I knew more how this was going to go. Alright. I think this is about the point for me to run you in this. Which, if this raises and that goes into the correct location, then that should merge here. Perfect. Okay. So now I just need to create a atmospherically blocking, which means like this angled. And then as long as these seal, this should work. Alright, so now we're just going to add in a central thing. I am going to do a we'll do a control panel for now. Hinge. Oh boy. I don't know which ones. I'm going to say it's the 2 brown ones. And I'm just going to title these, hanger door, hanger door. That is not how you spell door, but I don't care anymore. Is door this? No. No. Why does that not look right? I don't know. Frigate, I don't care. Lower limit, I think, is 0, with the upper limit being probably will make at a 40, 45, I don't know. So, and then if I give it some negative, I don't know, 1 velocity, and then I reverse. Oh, right, it merged. Or at least it can merge. Perfect. Are those green or are they... I don't know. Frick. Yeah, I just need now to use the other one of you. I really don't know which angle this is gonna have to be at, because it's gotta seal from at a minimum 2 sides, but it also can't. Okay, yeah, that should do fine then, actually. Adding these like this. Good. Perfect. Oh, right. These aren't going to be able to lock unless there's a, an exact amount, and these stupid things don't have exact amounts. So annoying. Okay. I know how to handle this. It's just going to be annoying. Let me just remove a chunk of... There we go. That now merges. I gotta pull these back by 4. Then I've gotta add like a piston. And then I've got to use... Did I not give enough space? Somehow that's working. As long as the inner, okay. Sure, and I can just do that. Why are you yelling at me? Why do you yell at me for this? Oh, come on. Fine, we'll do it this way. So those will be marked of that angle. That, oh, for frick's sake, this is a mess. Why the frick are these not connected? These should have been merged. For fuck's sake. Thank you. That should now have that fixed. This really is going to make this a heck of a thing to try to add in, as everything should now be merged together so that okay, if I was to do this, good, it merges. Perfect. All right. And now I just have to keep everything as it is and do not mess with any of it. Besides fiddling in the rest of the door. Which somehow requires me to use very creative solutions to problems that I really don't like dealing with. Mostly, how the heck do I keep a angle on the entire thing? Oh no. I can't have those there. They've got to be in one block. They got to be in one block because the edge has to be an angle. Because the edge is anything but a freaking angle. Even if it's just this, it's got to remain that. Got to remain with absolutely no part in this. Please give me the block I want. No. None of these are going to give me the angle that I want on here. Because it's got to remain without a connectable ledge. Which is the real problem here. I have got to somehow maintain a oh, wait a second, I can just do this. Good enough for me. That's not what I want in that position. Okay, you. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I've just got to maintain absolutely no connectivity, so nothing can be flat angled on the edge. If anything is on the edge, it has to not connect. That way these don't merge together at the very edge. Oh, right, and the entire frickin' thing is... Oh, this does get mirrored now. Thank gosh that gets mirrored. Okay, and now I've got to somehow manage to figure out how to create a smooth edge without letting anything be a direct against the edge piece. So I can do that, but I can't do anything else. Oh, right. That's where these come in. I can do this. 1, 2, and then... I don't really know what this is connecting to, but... I don't know, some part of that somehow works exactly as planned. Sure. And now, as long as I cap this off, I just take each of these rows and decide to do that. And now I can fill in the center with basically whatever I want. And this edge can be, I don't know, a row, last door edge, internal angles with the panels making up Come on, where's the thing? As long as these don't connect, which they shouldn't, I can do that. Use these to create an edge. And now I can just fill in everything else however I want. I do like the idea of doing edges like this. All right. And now I can just quite simply do whatever. As long as this lines up, which this should all line up. And then I can even disconnect you from you and do something along the lines of... I'm just going to quickly disconnect this line. And now if I just do this... Oh, they do actually have the inverted corners. Perfect. Then I can just do you, that, edge, inverted corner. Somehow this works. Alright, and then I'm just going to quite simply handle you, give you inverted corner. Don't really know why this works or why I'm doing it, but we're using these for the door. Don't have a reason to use them for the door, but we're using them for the door. So glad I did that before doing anything else. All right. And then we're just going to, again, do edge. There we go. Now when I continue... Hopefully this looks good. And then I'm just going to fill in all the bottom pieces with standard stuff. Because this shouldn't cause me any issues. Good. Okay. So now... these two cannot be moved. Whatever I do, I must not remove those. Correct. There we go. Okay, now I need to go inside the ship. which I still need to get done. I think today will likely be a primarily indoors positioning. As we climb up the ladder. Down here. Oh, come on. No. Disconnect. Come on. Okay. I think as long as I add... So if I was to seal you off... Okay. So this should now be entirely sealed off. Oh, wait. I need to make these edges go flat without doing anything. Where are the... Ah. This really is going to be an issue. I know how to fix this, I think. Right, because can you... You aren't, but I believe that if I use... Perfect. So this... might be what's needed. Let me go grab... Where are the vents? No. Okay, how much of that is that due to this? Okay, still got available holes. We'll just... Okay, where is it? 6. If I do that on both ends, and then make sure to seal off both ends, that guarantees... Oh, this is still open. Nope. Oh, come on. Dang it. What else can I do then? I'm going to assume... Still no. Okay, what else can I do? I need to somehow seal this off properly. And I had hoped that that would do it, but I don't think this is going to end up sealing this up properly. Hmm. Are these rooms not airtight? Nope, those are airtight. Okay. Do I not have any oxygen on board? There should be plenty of oxygen tanks on board. But yeah, it's still brown. It's still not green. Oh, come on. For frick's sake. Mouse. Okay, yeah, I don't know why. Really wish that I had the, oh, what's it called? The leak finder, but I don't believe that the, if I was to go vent. Yeah, there's no, leak finder. So I honestly have no idea where this leak is. I can understand that there is a leak, but where and what it is, I don't know. Okay, so okay. So that should actually work. Using this should mean that no matter what, there shouldn't be anything. It should have sealed it. Okay, it's just a matter that I don't have enough oxygen tanks for the vents to operate. Nope, still gray. So it's not you. I'm gonna be left to fricking, block out stuff until I fricking find the missing link piece. Alright, is it any of these? Nope, that's not what was causing the leak. Alright, if I... Was that where the leak was? No. That should be where the crack is. They're merged, so there shouldn't be any leakage. It does mean that that's been done poorly and would not work. That should be enough. Oh. Was that what the problem was? One of them, I guess. So where's this leak? I don't understand. Where's this leak? Are these even on? No, those aren't even on. Where's this leak? Let me turn all of them off and then all of them back on again and see if that helps. Voiding the entire ship isn't going to help. Vent. Okay. So now this room all of a sudden has air. There we go. If I open you, still have high. Hey, now it's working. Now hopefully this does. Is it perhaps spinning in the hands of a green twin-tailed computer singer singing a Polish polka? What? I assume that's some reference to something, but I am unaware of the reference. Okay. I am going to use button panel pedestals right next to the Yes, proof the ton is still a young lad. I'm confused. Merge. I think I want these ones. I think. Group. Merge. Hanger. Door. Save. I'm also gonna mark these as show on HUD. Okay, good. These are exactly the ones I want. So there's a ye old-ish Polish polka called the Levin Polka, and at some point someone combined that song with their animation of a girl from an animated series spinning on a leaf. Okay. Alright. I do now realize I'm going to end up needing a timer. Or actually a couple of timers, wherever those are. Where do I have timer blocks? Do I have timer blocks? Someone made a Vocaloid version of the song, and after that someone made an MMD where Miku spanned the leak while singing the song. Okay. Yeah, I was not very much anywhere near Vocaloid stuff whenever that stuff was more popular. When that stuff was popular, I was watching people play games. In part of the celebration for Vocaloids back in the day. Well, alright then. Yeah. Yeah, I was very much nowhere near Vocaloid stuff. More like ever increasing in popularity and has yet to fade. I would have to say that it's faded. Some may disagree with that assessment of it, but I would say that it has faded quite significantly. Alright, so now I need to somehow manage to set this up correctly. Okay, so I need to guess I'm not gonna get to the plating of the top of this ship or the bottom, but the interior bottom section. Dang it, I got bugs in my apartment. Right, so I want to do timer, and I'm gonna have you. Alright. Not really, since nearly 100 plus MDs get uploaded per day, and every new Vocaloid song, motion file, or even TikTok dances keep increasing with the number of MD models that get made. I guess. They're just not nearly as popular as they once were. Okay. I did not put those in a group. That should be fine. You toggle block on off. Oh, and then I need to find timer block 2 start. So it's going to undo those. Alright. I guess it's also going to hinge, door, hinge lock on off, hinge lock on off. Okay, so that's going to release, and then it's going to release those. Then on 2, set of actions, it's going to hinge to door, reverse, reverse, timer 3, start. U2 will have a 2-second delay. Set of actions. This one will have hinge. They are once you get the formula right. Not even YouTube algorithm can kill. More so since there's an abnormally large amount of TOS breaking MDs that have lasted for years despite the huge views. Well, yeah, because YouTube doesn't like to follow its own TOS half the time, and then it likes to flag other videos for swearing when there's videos with pretty blatant sexualization in it. But, you know, YouTube's TOS not working correctly, notwithstanding. Reverse. This one will also be reverse. And then we will go timer 4. Start. And this one will have like a... So that unlocks it, that starts it, then 50 seconds will go by where the door will be open. Then 4 will go, because it's now on the closing loop, where it will now timer... Oh wait, no, not timer. Hinge... hinge to hang a door. Hinge lock. Door. Hinge lock. And then group merge. Photo blur on off. Okay. So now if I just quickly go type in hinge U and U, and I made sure to turn hinge lock on because otherwise it's going to break it, and then go back to the timers. I click start. Please open. Not gonna open. Okay, that's not where it's connecting. Do these hinges, frick, timer, we should be on timer 3, stop, do not trigger, hinge, up some torque, Okay. Somewhere there's something in the way. Where is it connected? The secret behind this is basic is grab a motion file, a model, a background, a camera movement file, and program slap them together neatly and voila, new vid. Yeah. Oh, come on. These shouldn't be connected anymore. Let's... Nope, that's still not enough. What is it connected to? This door is now connected by nothing. Open! For fuck's sake. Come on. Why are you not working? Those right there are what's causing the problem. And they're moving the wrong fucking way. Of course they are. Give me a freaking minute while I place down one more block. For fuck's sake. Mouse, stop doing that. Mouse, for fuck's sake, stop getting locked around in places. Move. Thank you. Fuck. Alright, one different character, switch the model file out. Same with the others. So even if one MMD fella becomes a fan of any of the files, a new video is born. Yeah. Yeah. The real cutting edge are the folks who painstakingly create new models, motion files, camera movement files, and backgrounds. Plenty doing so for a specific existing Vocaloid song or a new anime series. I mean, fair enough, I guess. Alright, let's reload this. Freaking hate that this freaking thing has to freaking break on me. I had it going in the wrong direction, so I want it to go negative. And it was doing the wrong thing anyway, just to begin with. Freaking hate when that happens. Yeah. I definitely think I'm going to, I think, try to make a larger hangar for like ships with this sort of style of like having like raise and lower fighter platforms so that you can like lower fighters from a landing to a thing. There's some who dedicate their whole to pioneering one of those, usually caused by an obsession to create. I mean that, or it gets views. One of the two. At least one of those two things motivate most people to create anything. You have like the cynical mind and the less cynical version. I tend to go with the cynical, but that's just because I am a cynic usually. Okay. So, good. I've at least done that. Okay, so I gotta do this. Okay. Upper limit 0. And yes, plenty are actually behind. Usually it's downloads from the dedicated posters, since they always link those. Yeah. Fair enough. Good. Okay. So I have figured out what I was doing wrong at least, so I'll be able to fix it. Problem is I got rid of so much stuff because I got it wrong. I suppose I can do Control Z, but I did way too much deleting now to really be able to make that work. Get rid of you, get rid of you. Why are you going in the wrong direction? Why are you doing that again? You're supposed to be going the other way. I literally just did this way so that it didn't do that. Fuck's sake, why are you doing it? Oh, for fuck's sake, don't blow up. For fuck's sake, mouse, move! Mouse, move! For fuck's sake, mouse, move! Oh, right, I don't have shear inertial tensors. That could be a problem. Fuck. Pistons. No. Pistons. Well, that just blew up. Actually, it didn't blow up. It just locked these to the ground. Okay. Hinge. What happens if I reverse? What position are they at now? They're at 0. Okay. And if I reverse, they're still at 0. Why are they still at 0? That should have fixed this. Also, these are not supposed to be connected to you. Okay, so 45. They're not moving. Why are they not moving? Fuck's sake, why? You know what, drop your torque to nothing. Zero point 0.01. Why are you stuck? Okay. That's currently bending the wrong way. Hang it over. Reverse these. One of these is the wrong way around. So I need to reverse the numbers on one of you. Wait, you have no motion. You're at positive and you're at negative. Okay, so I need to reverse. It's like, grab it! Ugh, my mouse keeps getting stuck. The mouse pad's not doing very good right now. Come on, mouse. I'm bringing you left and right. So you're at -2, you're at +2. Okay. You're going in the plus. You are going in the plus direction. You are going in the negative direction. Okay. Why aren't you working? I don't understand why you're not working. Rotate the other direction! If it is going positive, I want that to be negative. For fuck's sake, you piece of shit. You are currently at -2 or +2, which means I want to alleviate your positive. And you're currently there, so I want a negative. So 0. Zero. Okay. Good. So, why were you having a problem to begin with? That works perfectly. I now literally just need to fix everything that I had to break just to get you to open, but should be fine. Didn't want to break half of this shit. Okay. Hinge door. Save. Hinge door. Reverse. Why do you not move without a kick to it? Why do you not move without me forcing your movement? Okay, so it was right here. Okay. All those were in the completely wrong location. Okay. Hinge. Door reverse. Why is this not working unless I yank it? Why do you not work unless you're pulled? Seriously, why the fuck is this happening? Why does this have to occur? Why do I have to forcibly move the hinges in order to get it to open? Why must I do this? Okay, you know what? You know what? I'll deal with this another day. Alright, I think that'll probably be about it for the stream today. I would love to have done more, but I think we did fairly decent at getting most of the bottom area done. So now it's just this top section that I've got to smooth over a bit. But I think once I do, well, that and decide whether I want to add 2 more of those guns or 2 more of a different style of gun right on the sides. I'm half tempted to add in 2 railgun turrets, but I also want to throw the name of the vessel right there. Although I do suppose that I could put the name of the vessel along the spine right down the back, which I could also do. That, or I suppose make a sign just right there for it. That could also do it. The main bit's just to allow for firepower in actual downward directions, because right now, if you get underneath this thing, nothing's going to be able to actually attack you. So, adding maybe a gun here and maybe a gun here, as well as maybe a bigger gun there, though that is a severe maybe. Although I wouldn't mind maybe doing something there. I guess the other option is to add to the bottom of this. What are the different guns? Like doing maybe 2 Gatlings could work. Just forcing 2 Gatling guns. Probably the Gatling V2s or Type 2s. Honestly, this isn't a half bad way to handle just providing some turrets at the bottom. Just kind of providing those, though I think these do require a substantial boundary box, so I'd need to put the feet 2 blocks lower for it to be able to land at that point, which I may actually do. Maybe do that, and maybe put a extendable. Well, actually, probably not. I'd probably just have it be extended at the bottom, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, either one. Putting those there would work. That or other turrets, maybe custom turrets might work there. But either way, all right. I think that'll be about it, unless there's anything more that you wanted to mention, Naresh. But if that is that, I think that'll be the end of the stream. So I'm gonna say thank you all for coming out and watching. I'll hopefully have figured out the hangar door parts before next stream and all of the rest of the stuff. Yeah, I'd like to say thank you all for coming out and watching. Unless there's anything more that you want to say, Naresh, I think we'll call that the stream. So, yeah. Next stream should probably be on Tuesday. Oh, come on, mouse. Why do you continue to cause issues? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. So, the problems were... What were the set of problems again? Oh, right. Right. Oh, I did get becastled. I forgot to mention that. The person who was in charge of dealing with that showed up, so, and called back, so I was able to get becastled. So I have becastled. I also have a different game, which we'll probably be doing on the next stream, which should hopefully be on, Tuesday. Hopefully starting around 10 a.m. for me. So 10 a.m. Mountain are we in daylight savings time, I think? Currently, so that'd be Mountain Daylight, I think. Yeah, I think the problems that we need were... I need to fix... Yeah. Right, I need to fix Twitch. I need to... which were the other ones? Twitch. SOCOM. Yep. So it's Twitch, SOCOM. What were the other ones? We had Twitch, SOCOM. Oh, right, and the VLC player. I forgot about the VLC player. Okay, so Twitch, SOCOM, VLC. Alright, let me just quickly make a note of that. I think there has to be some sort of note app on this phone. I hope there is at least. Seriously? Whoops. Really? There is no note app? Boom, 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 boom. Do I have any writing utensils? I'll just remember it. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Either way, I think that'll be about it. I'd like to thank you all for coming out and watching. I've been Captain Tendrexis, signing off.